Coco wants to know, what is your favorite memory with Monty?
So at cheer practice, I was standing in the front row and Monty was in the back row, and he looked at me and he was like, "Yeah, only 200 more days."
Probably the talent show. We did an amazing duet, and we won first place, I think. Yeah, it was just great.
Probably dancing at the spring retreat. Like, it was like super late and there was only service people in there, and we were all just like dancing crazy and having fun.
All my memories with Bobby are my favorite, but probably like when we just started busting some fat moves at spring retreat. It was just me and Sid in there at first, and then Monty just came in and didn't even question it. He just started throwing it back, and that was some of the most fun I had all that weekend, and it was just great.
My favorite memory with Monty was spring retreat after, I think it was like Saturday night after everyone had left, when we were all just kind of chilling by the dance room, and he brought us all back in there just so all of service that was near us could all dance together, and he was just going insane like Monty always does, and I thought that was really cool. Just because he was he's that total mess kind of guy, but it's so fun to be around, so fun to watch. So I love being a part of that, and it was a lot of fun.
I remember one time he drove me. I can't remember where it was, but it was me, Jacob, and Connor. We just had a really fun, deep conversation in the car. That's where I learned Quinn, about the artist Quinn, and that's just when the first time, it was at the beginning of the year when I first we're getting to know them, and I just remember that, and I was like, this guy's cool, and I want to get to know him even more, and he introduced me to Quinn, so that's dope.
My favorite memory of Monty was at one of the service hangouts when we were making crafts for Christmas or something. I don't know, we were doing some sort of craft, but I can just remember sitting at the table and watching Monty get up and doing some Just Dance that was choreographed. I don't know, it was crazy, but they were he was going all in, and I don't know, that's when, I don't know, I just realized I was in the right place, because I don't know, Monty is a great dancer. But yeah, I don't know, it was so funny to watch and just so entertaining, so yeah, that was funny.
My favorite memory with Jacob is probably when it snowed and he came and picked me up, and I was kind of upset about something, and he was like, okay, throw a snowball at a car, it'll make you feel better. And I was like, no way that is going to do anything. But then I grabbed a snowball and I threw it at a car. I felt so relieved, I felt so much better, and then I drop kicked a snowman, and it was really funny.
I think probably my favorite memory was at the very beginning of Flex, before we prep zones. I remember how again, kind of sort of attesting to his character as well, but I think I really got to know who he was whenever he invited me to go eat at the grill right near Evans, and just having another person that was older than me to ask if I wanted to go do something, and just hang out and talk and just chill, be bros, and was definitely, I think, made it easier to transition from being an out-of-state student to realizing he really showed me that Flex isn't is a family, and there are a lot of people in Flex that you can become really good friends with, and I think him just literally taking his time to just invite me to go eat was something that made transition to college a lot easier.
Okay, so things that make me laugh every time I think about my memories with Jacob would just be because every time I guess any time we're dancing together would be a hookah station on Latino night, and you're always my hype man when it comes to dancing, or just out tailgates, whenever we're just trying to have fun and just just I don't know, just enjoying life and just being around each other, and just he's the hype person ever. And just, I remember there's one time, like, I haven't felt this happen so long. It was just whenever we were at Flow Bowl in the gazebo, and, you know, we were all dancing like High School Musical and stuff, and, like, I remember, like, I was, like, telling him, I was like, dude, like, this feels like a tailgate right now, and he was like, yeah, it does, and, like, whenever, like, he would pour that Monster down my throat, like, I was, like it was alcohol or something, like, he's always, like, I don't know, he's always a good time, like, if I'm ever feeling sad, if I'm feeling down, or if I just need a pick-me-up, like, just, like, looking at Jacob, or just being, like, 2 feet away from him will just instantly, like, ease my worries, and just makes me, like, how can I explain this, like, he's the type of person that, like, you know those, that movie in Harry Potter, you know, those Whomping Willows, how they're like, saggy, they're, like, kind of like this, like, with Jacob's present, it just kind of, like, you just feel kind of, like, lifted. Like, you just kind of feel full, because he just makes you feel so wholesome and so, I guess, you know, so lifted.
So, like, I guess it was, like, a few months ago or whatever, me and my roommate went to Sabisa, and, like, I did bad on a test, and I was having a bad day, but, like, I was feeling super unconnected, I guess, from everyone in Flex. Probably my own fault, but I just, like, hadn't felt like I was involved as I should be, and I didn't feel like I was making the friends that I wanted to make, and it was just kind of hard. And so me and my roommate go to Sabisa, and, like, Monty was there, I guess, and, like, we're eating, and I sit down, and, like, I just hear someone, like, yell, like, Katie, and, like, I turned around, and, like, there was Monty, and, like, he was so excited and happy to see me, and he was like, come sit with us, and he invited me and my roommate to, like, go sit with them, and there was, like, a few other Flex people there, too. But, like, at that time, like, it just made me feel, like, so secure in my choice, like, to be in service and to have them as my zone leaders. And it made me feel so loved, and, like, it gave me the attention and the love that, like, I was really lacking.
My favorite memory is probably the very first time that I ever talked to him. Was when I was signing up for interviews for Flex, and it was a really long line. I'd been waiting for a while, and I went up to the table, and I can't remember why I knew him, but his face was super familiar, so I was, like, filling out my thing, and I was like, hey, you went to Strake, right? And he started smiling, and his eyes widened, and he was like, what? And I started getting really red, and I was blushing, and I was like, oh my gosh, that was kind of stalkery, like, I'm really embarrassed. And I'm taking forever to fill out this form, he's gonna think I'm stupid, but he was just like, yeah, oh my gosh, we just go to St. Agnes, and yeah, since then, he's just been super kind, and, like, went up to me afterwards once I was in Flex, and congratulated me, and yeah, high school.
My favorite memory with Monty would probably have to be my interview, because I walked in the interview a little late, and I was all dressed up really nice, and Monty was just kind of casual in, like, Berks in the polo, and he was like, so, Berks or Chacos? And I was like, Berks, bro, it's all about the Berks. And he turned and looked at Emily Burge, and he's like, I told you men wear Berks, I told you, and he, like, robed up and, like, gave me a high five, and I was like, wow, he really vibes with me, and I barely met him just, like, a couple minutes ago, but that was probably my favorite memory of Monty, just seeing, like, how much he already liked me just straight off the interview, and how compassionate of a person he was right away.
My favorite memory with Monty, like, honestly, like, just being around him in general is, like, always, like, a good time. But, like, just at, like, service retreat, like, when we were playing that game with, like, the headphones, and, like, when he was going, I, like, whatever he did, like, I just, like, could not stop laughing.
I loved how when you called your aunt to see if she was actually best friends with my mom, and turns out it was true. That was a great moment, just to say, like, dang, bro. Like, it's so cool how it was, like, as if we were meant to be together. Love story and everything, man. That was a good memory to have. I loved when a certain incident happened at our first retreat. You were able to be there for me and be calm, have me do whatever, like, not whatever, but have me need to do what I had to, so that nothing worse would happen, if that makes sense. If it doesn't, I'm sorry. And then same thing in the second retreat. Really, really thank you for that. I guess every memory of you just always telling me, it's like, hey, you good? Or is this all good? I just will always remember every time you said that to me, because it was always put a smile to me.
knowing that you're gonna be there for me.
It's not just like all the trip to Houston, like how did he receive us at his house? I don't know, I just think he was so cool. And I like all the trip, like the moment I spent with Monty on the trip.
I would say I have a lot of favorite memories of Monty. But I would say the one that sticks out to me the most is my interview with him and Emily Burge. I had done a lot of other flow interviews. At the time I had already rushed and I was already in the sorority and I was already so confused about everything college related. And in that interview, it was originally supposed to be a 20-minute interview that turned into a 40-minute interview. I'm pretty sure I was weird as hell in there. But Monty made me feel at home. Monty made me know that Flex was my home. I remember prepping Flex first and I was like, good God, I hope I get in. And I didn't think I was going to. And then I saw that I got into Flex and I was just like, Flex is home. And Monty gave me that first taste of it. And from that first taste of knowing that Flex was home for me in my freshman year, I knew that I had to get in service. I was like, service, I have to be a Monty. I didn't even ever talk to Gabby or Madison. I was just kind of hoping that they were going to be alright. I definitely had other girl crushes, and as other ZLs, like girl crushes, like other girls that I wanted to my own leaders, but I said, I gotta prep and I gotta be with Monty. I don't care if these girls are the worst girls I've ever met in my life, which they didn't, they weren't. I love Gabby Madison, but I really didn't care because I just knew that like he was someone that I wanted to be surrounded by, and he was someone that I wanted to work with for a whole year because I knew that he was needed very much in my life at the time, and I got that. And I was absolutely overjoyed. It was amazing. It meant a lot to me. It really did. It meant a ton to me.